This week on Project UX, we're going to open up the vault and take a look back at some of the episodes we shot when we went on tour back in 2016. This week we're featuring startup LawBooth, and our UXperts in Denver really dove into the user experience and design issues that the startup face. We also caught up with Really just recently and found out where things have gone since we shot about a year and a half ago. He's had some really significant changes with his design and the startup itself, so look for that interview in the link description below or linked at the end of the video. Enjoy.
So my name is Willie Ogazali, and I'm the CEO of LawBooth.com, the online marketplace for lawyers. We make it as simple as possible for someone who's searching for a lawyer online to not only find the right lawyer for their needs, but to schedule a free initial consultation. On the other side of our marketplace, we help solo practitioners and boutique law firms fill their empty hours with the type of clients that they want to meet with. So our platform is always free for clients and people searching for a lawyer, and we charge law firms for the empty hours and the leads that we bring them. So let's find a lawyer. I'll show you guys how easy it is to find a lawyer and book a free consultation. So here you see a directory of lawyers that are sorted based on the distance from that zip code. And if you'd like to sort by other parameters, you can go ahead and use the sort and filter system here on the right. So we're going to look for a lawyer that can help with an acquisition, who actually does a flat fee, and who accepts cash. So here's Jeff. He looks like a good fit. Check out his profile to get a little bit more information on him. And when you're ready to book a free consultation, you can choose a meeting location. We're going to go ahead and choose secure video chat, do this conveniently. And then this is a real-time calendar synchronization. So we're actually synced with this lawyer's Google Calendar. And right now we're going to pick a time that works for both us, the client, and the lawyer. And we want to meet soon, so we're going to meet tomorrow. And then you can provide some really basic details to help the attorney prepare for the meeting and click Done. And your appointment's booked. The empty spot is now taken out of the attorney's calendar, and both the client and the lawyer receive instant notifications via email and SMS, knowing that the appointment is booked and confirmed. As you guys may have noticed, we have a lot of cartoons on the website, which is kind of because we started by focusing on college students. But now we're at the point where, although we love the cartoons, we think they might be a bit distracting. I have a screenshot for kind of what we're looking at doing, and I'd just love to hear your feedback on if we're on the right track or what else we could do to, as we go through this redesign process, to have the best experience for people searching for a lawyer. So as you can see here, we've really kind of simplified it quite a bit. And we're right in the process of redesigning it. So any feedback you guys have today will be immediately valuable in this process.
Well, let's jump right into your redesign question.
Cool.
Your original design here on your homepage is very welcoming and friendly. And if your target audience at this point is younger people who have not had an experience with an attorney, perhaps they don't want to call their parents first, but they need to understand the process, keeping it simple like this is valuable. The comment I have about making it more useful would be to educate your user as they go. What I'm looking for here and not seeing are tips and instructions and when might I want this type of fee type versus another, what kind of attorney do I need. Those kinds of things could be addressed in the interface itself. My reaction to your new design is that it actually looks a bit like a step backward. It's a little text heavy, not so designed and graphically engaging.
Thank you.
Willie.
What's up, Rich? I can't tell if it's a good Willie or a bad Willie.
Well, I guess here's what I would say. If I'm looking for an attorney, I'm not sure this instills a lot of confidence in me, right?
Exactly.
And so I think you are headed in the right direction with your redesign. So there's something called persuasion, emotion, and trust. I don't get a lot of trust from looking at cartoon characters when I'm trying to get myself out of jail or somebody that I care about, presumably. And so I think in some way you're on the right track here. It looks more professional. And so I think that's a good thing. It is simplified. It is a little difficult on the previous screen to even tell that there was a drop down that I needed to select, right? Or there's a zip code I needed to enter, and you're making that clear on this page, so I think that is a step forward. I don't know about the rest of the page there, but that top section is getting people into it, and it is better than the cartoon characters.
Thank you. Yeah, we've struggled because we really like the cartoon characters personally, so that's difficult in and of itself. But we also didn't want to have a website that looked like all of the other legal websites out there,
Sure.
Which might be what people's expectations are.
Yeah.
So we're struggling to try to meet expectations
Yep.
while also showing an experience that's at the opposite end of the spectrum of all of our competitors.
Yep. You said a really interesting statement. We like it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You're not the customer. And that is the critical thing. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. We really fall in love with something, but we're not the customer. And in the context, I'm trying to solve a problem. It might be a really grave problem, right?
Absolutely.
And cartoon characters not inspiring that confidence that I'm going to find a reputable attorney here to help me, right?
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, thank you.
All right, I disagree. I think that the idea of having a personality to the opening page is really important. Now, I will agree that the cartoon characters make it less credible. So, but I would stay with a design that is makes a human connection rather than just the text.
Got it. So maybe there's a happy medium that we can find where it's really simplified, but maybe there is a cartoon character somewhere.
Willie, hear this if you hear nothing else. No cartoon characters. All right, please, I'm begging you. I think that is a legitimate point. I think it can still have a personality. Cartoon characters, though, not the personality you're looking for.
For legal, necessarily, right?
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah, not the floating yoga guy.
I'm going to disagree to a certain degree with my colleagues here. Going to your new website or where you're thinking of going, there's nothing that I like about this. Not the top, not the angry fruit salad that comes later. There's nothing that I like about it, so scratch that idea. Now, let's talk about what's right with your original design and just make improvements upon it.
Cool.
It sounds like the cartoon is the biggest issue. I'm split because I think what you have is a problem. You're trying to communicate both to the college student and to the lawyer.
Yeah.
Give them a separate website. Give them something else for them to enter their information and stick to one audience with this website. Now, the cartoons feel a little bit heavy, but I like the flavor of it. So you need to find not just a happy medium, but stay on this side of things. Actually, I'm responding well to it. Here's where I feel like the biggest issue is. I want to basically get to entering the information that I need to find the lawyer that I need. And I lose it with this. I can't quite find it as easy as I would like to. If I'm still, I'm have a hangover and I'm getting out of that headache, I just want to get to it. So maybe that needs to come up to the top in the cartoon or the image is at the bottom. But I need to be able to get to that information quickly, enter, and get to where I'm going. But the rest of the flavor, I'm kind of feeling it. Maybe there's a different style of cartoon that'll resonate and still keep that kind of youthful feel.
And so just to be clear, the information that you'd like us to bring to the banner is letting users know that they have the ability to input that information, or actually letting them input that information on the first banner?
Yeah, it's the fine business attorneys and the zip code. I need to be able to clearly see it with blurry eyes that this is where I go to put in information. And right now, it's a white with a light blue against a light. There's no contrast. I could barely tell. I get caught up with the cartoon, so I could easily skip past that. And I may start trying to find a way to enter that information at the top, which is not what you want because it's very big and present. But you can look past it so easily because of some of the busyness that the cartoon is providing there.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yes, we have consensus on that.
Cool.
So more contrast, and then also the use of the button, the search, it's free button. It doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of the design. You have a text field and then a button, and I'm not getting what the flow is supposed to be. I would like to know what I'm supposed to do, to Sean's point. What am I supposed to do? Don't make me think.
Got it.
To that end, there's a lot of thinking going on just to put in very, very simple information. So that just needs to clean up. I don't expect to hit a search button and pay for it, so you don't need to tell me it's free. Just give me the information that I need to input, and let's go.
Cool.
Can we move on in the process?
Yeah.
So what's the information contained here? So we got a picture. We've got the type of attorney
Yep.
that
So
they are.
practice areas right here.
Yep.
Their price per hour if they've input it.
Yep.
The fact that they offer a free initial consultation, and their location, and their law firm, which gets more important as you get to the larger firms.
Right. Right. And then the filtering over on the left there, is that what that is?
Yes, this is all sorting and filtering.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah, so this is it's a new addition to the website, the sorting and filtering. And right now we're browsing our full directory of lawyers. So what's set in stone are is the structure. We can modify it, but right now specialties, payment type, payment structure, it'll always be in this order. And then the actual specialties, these move around based on what's actually in the directory.
There needs to be some simplification here. To your point, it needs to be improved. You have these big titles, specialties, payment types. Normally, I wouldn't recommend having to click through more than once, but with that much information, rolling it up into a simple plus or some sort of drop down, a plus that expands that section, I get to click what I want and then close it back up, makes that way more consumable.
I like that.
I'm not seeing a correlation between the star ratings on the homepage and anything in the directory. If you're going to have ratings, then make that clear, include them in both places, or just drop the rating altogether. Ratings are a tricky business.
And we haven't added that feature yet. So right now we should take them off the homepage. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
And just to hammer on the sorting, I'm assuming those numbers are telling me how many attorneys there are of that type.
Correct.
Again, I think if you're looking at simplification, I don't know what the value that adds, right? So, for example, I want a particular type of attorney. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to see them. I don't know that I need to know it before I click on it.
Definitely. Thanks.
I find myself strangely intrigued, yet very confused by your logo. A backwards check. I've never seen a check mark that direction before, so I'm assuming there's a story behind it, and it's awfully thick and unbalanced. That's where I have a problem.
So I designed that. No, I'm just kidding. We actually had a contest to come up with the logo, and as you can see, we're looking at losing the heart in the check because, again, it might mean a lot to us. It's an LB, and we want to help you find a lawyer you love, but that doesn't really come across to our actual customer. So do you guys think this is an improvement just over the old logo? Or any other changes you would make as we kind of redesign it?
To use the word improvement would suggest that it's better. I say they're the same. I hate them both.
Cool. Any feedback? Because again, we wanted to avoid the typical legal logo. We didn't want the columns and the scales of justice and the Times New Roman. And we wanted something that looked cool and like a startup. So again, trying to find the happy medium. Any feedback as we redesign the logo?
It's unclear to me what booth means.
So the story behind that, again, we had a contest to come up with our name, and we ended up, the booth is a marketplace. It's like a booth in a marketplace. And the big challenge was trying to find a domain name that was affordable and available as a .com. So that's probably one of the main reasons we went with LawBooth, was the lack of the better alternatives. But, and we were happy with it. So I agree, it's not perfect, but there is at least some reasoning behind it.
The actual name LawBooth doesn't really bother me, but it's the identity that I feel like I'm losing, and you can't solve this with a contest. So one of the things that I would suggest you do is find a really good graphic designer and tell your story and have them create a logo around that. And I think that's the thing. It goes back to having that story. Right now, you're still in that area, that gray area of are we trying to get to college students? Are we trying to get to more serious people that have more money to spend so that we can make more money? Are we catering to the lawyers? You got to pick your audience and double down on that. And then within that, you'll have your story to then find a great graphic designer, pay them their money, and come up with a logo that fits.
Definitely. Spoken like a true expert. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Willie. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please subscribe to our channel for more UX content, and even better, support us on Patreon. And don't forget to check out the interview we did with Willie as we caught up to see where LawBooth is at now. Thanks again for watching. Give us your feedback, let us know what you think, and stay tuned for more episodes.